Can money buy happiness? This has been a question that has been going on in the minds of almost everybody. Well, it depends on who you ask. People who live more spiritual lives tend to say that money can't buy happiness, while people who seem to be much more materialistic say that money most definitely can buy happiness. I personally believe that money can indeed buy happiness and also vastly improve the quality of your life and the lives of your family. Now, there are multiple people that would say that only peace can bring happiness. And while this is true to a certain extent, it is also worth noting that a lot of unhappiness and unease in this world can and usually is attributed to a lack of money. A study by the American Psychological Association has stated in a recent study of 1,000 people said 72% of that group reported feeling stressed about money at least some of the time during the past month. 22% said they had experienced extreme stress about money during that past month. Now, with multiple people living below the median income, experiencing daily stress due to lack of money, it is extremely irrational to believe that with an abundance of money comes an ease of mind and an overall feeling of happiness with the lack of stress, which in turn is peace. A study by Daniel Kahneman and Angus Deaton found that emotional well-being rises with income as well. With the higher amount of money you're making, your emotional well-being rises in conjunction with it. People making above $75,000, well, their emotional well-being rises at a slower rate. But people making above a median living wage have less stress in their lives due to not having to worry about where they're going to get their next meal from and whether or not they can pay for rent, and thus are often more relaxed and at peace. A study by Sarah Gervais stated, "Money is important to happiness. Ask anyone who doesn't have it." However, being rich isn't necessarily the path to happiness. Only having money to fulfill the basic needs in life does. It is also worth noting that people who tend to have a lot of money consider spending it more on others, and in the long run, they're happier because of it. Many people with a lot of money tend to spend it on their families rather than solely on themselves. Because if you have the money to make the lives of your family much, much easier, wouldn't that make you happy? For instance, I have a sister, and my sister is $40,000 in student debt. She is barely making the interest payments of her loan due to the difficulty of finding a good paying entry-level job in her field. I would personally feel a lot happier if she was happy and not having to work 60 hours a week just to make rent, pay for food, and pay for those interest payments, which is just the way she's been living her life recently. Think of all the ways you can personally help your family as well if you had the money to do so. Think of all the lives you could change if you had the money to donate to charity. There's a paper on this topic called, "If Money Doesn't Make You Happy, Then You Probably Aren't Spending It Right," in which there is a list of 8 suggestions on how money correlates directly with happiness. Number one is buy more experiences and fewer material goods. Experiences that you'll always keep with you and that you'll always remember. 2, use money to benefit others rather than yourself. 3, buy many small pleasures rather than fewer large ones. 4, avoid extended warranties and other forms of overpriced insurance. 5, delay consumption of goods. 6, consider how peripheral features of your purchases may affect your day-to-day life, basically meaning how your purchases affect your daily life. 7, beware of comparison shopping. And 8, pay close attention to the happiness of others. There's heavy evidence that the majority of people just want to focus on the happiness they receive from helping others. This is called pro-social spending. And pro-social spending works by spending money to directly benefit others, which in turn improves your own personal happiness. Killingsworth studies prove that, for example, say Jane's income increased from $500 to $1,000. Her happiness would increase as much as if John's income was to increase from $100,000 to $200,000. However, John's money could be used to improve the lives of others and increase his own happiness tenfold, like Jane, with that same exact amount. Now, the fulfilling of basic needs such as having shelter, food, and water are the building blocks of life. However, with a lot of money, you can vastly improve your own life as well as the lives of your family, your friends, and others in the process. You see, money is like a car. It will take you where you want to go, but it doesn't replace you as a driver. So if before you had money, you were unhappy, you will most definitely be unhappy if you have a lot of money as well. The presence of money just amplifies the kind of person you are. And those who with a little money were able to find happiness, they will have an abundance of happiness with more money than with less, because they will be able to buy more experiences and more things for the people they love and care about, and they will be able to help others like them that are in need of assistance. That's how money can truly change the world in a positive way.